Hello everyone, welcome back to the podcast experience. I'm Adrian.
Johnny.
And today we got a special guest, my cousin J.R. Duncan. Yes indeed.
What's up?
Yeah. Today J.R. he gonna just give us a little insight. We're gonna just talk about like artistry, things of that nature, little current events and stuff like that. So if you would, J.R., just kind of introduce yourself and let people know who you are.
All right. Well, my name is Rubin, Duncan. I'm originally from here in Hattiesburg. I'm a tattoo artist, father, of course, you know what I mean? Not too much, not write too much, but I'm a tattoo artist and I'm an artist, main thing, you know what I mean?
Yes, indeed. Well, how did you get into tattooing?
When I was in California with my brother, a guy that he was in the Marines with came to his apartment to do tattoos or whatever. And the guy, when he came or whatever, he was doing tattoos, but he wasn't, I don't want to say he wasn't good, but he just like, his like artistry wasn't, you know what I mean? It wasn't there, like with an artist, you know what I mean? How you perceive things and how, like proportions and all is very important, you know what I mean?
Most definitely.
So like, it was just small things like that, you know what I mean? But he had this tattoo he was working on and he couldn't make it make sense. Like, he couldn't, make it seem realistic or whatever.
Yeah.
And my brother was like, oh, you ought to let my brother see it, like he could draw or whatever. He was like, so he brought me the picture and I just sketched on it for a little bit, gave it back to him. Right. And when I gave it back to him, he was like, what? It was like, he was like, you did it? I was like, yeah. He was like, man, nah. He was like, you need to be tattooing. Like, he was like, come on. And so basically, like, then, like, it might have been the next day. I don't know. It might have been like right then. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But he had like some old tattoos, and he just wanted to get me comfortable with the tattoo machine or whatever. Right. So I went over like a few tattoos he had, and then the next day he was like, man, I want you to do like, he was like, I want you to do a tattoo, just something you want to do or whatever. So I like drew this tattoo, and then I did it on him or whatever. He was like, bruh, he was like, yeah, like, he was like, you different. He was like, you gonna be good or whatever. I'm just laughing it off or whatever because I was just down with everything or whatever. So I was just like, whatever. My brother, he got me a kit like the next week type stuff. And mind you, we was in California, you know what I mean? So we had an orange tree in the back. And I don't know if y'all know, but oranges is like something that you can practice on or whatever.
Oh,
so,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can practice on oranges. It's because like if the peel on an orange is similar to skin in a sense, but it's not like pig skin, but if you go over it too much, it'll pretty much like
nice scar.
Yeah, it'll give you the effect that it's scarring. You'll be able to tell that you went over it too much. Okay. But then when you tattoo it and you go over it once or twice, it doesn't look deformed. It doesn't look like it's cut into, or you know what I mean? Yeah, it looks cool. So it gives you like a guideline of like, just going over a tattoo like once or twice type. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I used to just go in the backyard and pick. Can I cuss? No. I'm not gonna. I was gonna say H-E-L. I'm sorry.
You say hell. Yeah.
I was gonna say no.
Yeah. Another strong.
Yeah. But we had hella oranges. That's what I was gonna say. Okay. So like, I used to go get all the oranges and stuff, and I used to just tattoo them. And my brother, like, he used to just keep them. Like, this fool used to like just, it'd be like a big bowl of oranges that I tattooed, and he'd just keep them till they like molded. But long story short, like that was my start, and I used to tattoo my brother. I just tattoo people. I just got better and better. I just kept working. I liked it. It was like I finding a new form of art. So I wanted to figure it out.
I'm looking at some of your tattoos. You do your own tattoos?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because when I got a little into it. It's when when you tattoo somebody, you never know when you see a person again, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I wanted to always be like real informative on like how my tattoos look the whole way through. Like how if I'm really going too deep, if I'm really, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I knew like the only way I had to either tattoo somebody I was with every day, I could just tattoo myself. And at the time I wasn't really with someone like every day, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it was like I tattoo myself. So
wow.
So yeah, it wasn't really even like I just wanted, tattoos, because this wasn't even like stuff. I just picked something that I'd be like, all right, I'll do that,
Right.
I won't regret that too much, I guess.
Yeah.
I felt like it like that. But I really wanted to like watch it heal, you know.
Right.
I wanted to make sure like, cause I did a tattoo on myself one time in trial and error. I was tattooing like in the kitchen, and I dropped the machine, and I didn't know it was still running, and I didn't know that when it fell, the tip hit the ground.
Oh man.
All right.
Right.
I continue to do the tattoos. Rookie mistake now, y'all. Listen. You think about doing some tattoos to yourself, you know, listen, but the needle, it curved when it hit the ground. So when I started back tattooing myself, the needle wasn't pushing the ink in, it was digging my skin out.
Oh wow.
And I was going over it like twice because I was wondering why the lines weren't like doing how they were doing before.
Right.
You know, and it was tripping me out. And when it started to, it looked normal. And I know y'all probably had a tattoo and it looked normal at first. But when it peeled, it turned like white.
Yeah.
Completely white. And I was like, what? It was like nothing there. It was like skin in a sense. Like it just looked like a scab.
I know what you mean.
It was like no ink in it.
I thought mine was affected.
Yeah. I was like, whoa. So, I watched it and I just waited. I kept putting like, just little stuff on it. And then when it finally came back, I went back over it again. And that's why it's like this now. But it's like, it's spread, but you can tell I dug the skin out.
Right.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you like notice like when you was doing it? Like did it feel different when you was tattooing?
It didn't feel different, but I knew it was different because the ink wasn't flowing in the skin the same way.
Okay.
Cause that's like a big thing. That's like drawing with a Sharpie and there's no ink coming out.
Right.
It's like I was like, what is going on? But I didn't know because I'm self-taught.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even the dude who taught me, like he just put a tattoo machine in my hand. Like he didn't tell me like, oh, you should be using a 3-round liner, you should be shading with a 15 mag, and your voltage should be at, it wasn't nothing like that. Like nobody ever really was telling me that. I had one dude, shout out to Ray, you know what I mean, who used to always give me a lot of information on just like the technicalities.
Right.
Not the words, right? Sorry.
So there's two things. Being in California, it's a bunch of tattoo artists. You got Mexicans tattooing and stuff like that's what.
That's the main. Yeah, that's the main.
From.
It's a lot of and they nice. You know what I mean? They
Yeah,
nice,
really
and that
nice.
always motivated me because I looked at those type of dudes and was like, I'm gonna get there. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I didn't ever want to like. I always wanted to do it on like black skin.
Right.
Because I felt like black skin is like it's harder. Like
it is.
It's just different. It's like.
It's harder for
it's like drawing on construction paper.
Like
you know what I mean? It's like it's just different. Like something about it.
So did you I was about to ask you so whenever you got into tattooing, so you just kind of fell in love with it and wanted to perfect your craft and stuff like that.
Well, all right. It's really two sides, but like I loved it before. But like, mind you, I'm in California, so California's an expensive place to live. So I didn't work, you know what I mean? I needed a job, like I needed a hustle or whatever the case may be. But like, I was always like the type, I'm stubborn, so I was like, I don't want to work a regular job. Like that was never really in my plans. That was never in my plans and my thoughts and my, I never was like, I want to work a normal job. No,
Yeah.
I never thought that. So like, I always used to get in, just button with my brother and stuff. He's like, oh, you ain't working. I was like, man, nah. I just knew I figured it out one time.
Right.
So when that happened, I was like, okay. But when I got paid for it, I was like, cool.
Yeah.
I was like, bet. I was like, I like this, and I get paid for it. I didn't really care about the money.
Right.
To this day, like
Because you've always been a little artist.
Yeah. Pretty much everybody around here charges the same thing I charge, and I'm better than a lot of people. I'm trying to be cocky, but I am. I put time in. Like I've been doing this stuff for a long time. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I care about it. Like I really care about it.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
But I can tell like from your product.
Yeah.
Your product speaks for itself.
It does.
You know what I mean? Because
Thank
if
you,
anyone
gentlemen.
y'all wondering, they are like the best.
Yeah, pretty much.
City, though.
That's the.
And like you said, they got some good artists,
Yeah, and it's and I would never knock anybody around here that does tattoos because everybody is talented. Shout out to everybody that tattoos, right? Like it's a grind. You don't just pick it up and it's like, oh yeah, it's not that easy. You have to go through trial and error. You have to apply yourself to it. You can't just tattoo one day and take a month off and pick it back up. It's not like that. Like it's like anything else that you really have to give your time and your efforts to. You know what I mean?
Is there any tattoo artist that you look to that, you know, gave you inspiration, or you just...
Yes. It's a dude named Ma Bailey. And
He's from around here?
No, he's not from He's from Atlanta.
Okay.
But he's a black dude. And like when I first heard of him, he just had his own style. And like when I first came into tattooing, like finding like a style was like my struggle point, because I didn't really understand like tattooing. I was always an artist, you know, I just could draw anything, you know.
Right. Yeah.
So like I was trying to find a style, and like just seeing people like that who had like, he was doing like abstract work, you know what I mean? Like African, like just all kinds of, you know, it was a lot of different stuff he was doing. Kanji, like it's just like different though, like real different. Like I never seen colors, you know. I was like, what the? And he was freehanded, and that's what got me. Yeah, and that's what got me, because I was like, what? I was like, I could just draw. Like I could just, I didn't really like, even though I used to like do it, but I didn't really understand that I could just do that. Like when I did it, when I used to freehand because I had to, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because like what I was doing, like I couldn't get a stencil of it or whatever the case may be. I was like, I just draw it because I know I can get it like that. You know what I mean? I didn't realize like I could just kind of finesse, flex in the sense. You know what I mean? Just draw it. You know what I mean? Like on somebody's skin. Like I was like, what?
Yeah. So you blew your own mind.
Yeah, it blew my mind. Like, and he was black. You know what I mean? Like it was just like, what? I was like, and that's like when I first got into into tattooing. So it's just different. You know, I was like.
So with you being an artist, you know, in the beginning, like I'm asking, when did you start drawing, and how did, and who in your family, like your dad or your mom, were they artists? Can anybody draw, like Angelique, Dominique?
All right, so like, my brother Dominique, he denies this junk. I tell him all the time, but he used to draw. And like I used to, maybe it wasn't good. You know, as a kid, you see stuff and you always impressed by it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like it was just like textbook. You know, like school back of the book, like just like graffiti, just drawing. You know what I mean? Like it might have been his name and with some fire on top. But like when I seen that, I was just like, oh, like you know, I thought that was so cool. So I thought he could just like draw. But in my mind, you know what I mean? Like I just like I don't know. It's weird because he kind of taught me like my first. I don't know if I remember, like you used to draw like 4 lines. A circle and like another circle, and you can make like a pig, and then you can draw a circle. Right. Even like the
like the square, like the cube.
The 3 lines. What is it? Oh no, is it 6 lines? And then you connect them diagonally.
Right.
And you make the X.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like I used to be in church, and I'd draw, instead of drawing 6 lines, I'd draw 60 lines and connect all of them. Like that's just how I was. You know what I mean? But it was like small things like that. Like even with the pig, like. You could draw the pig, but I add something to it. You know what I mean? And it was just like that, because people always feel like drawing is just like a natural gift. I don't really feel like that. I feel like it's something that if you really love it like that, you're gonna take interest to it and you're gonna put in. You know what I mean? You're gonna put time into it. So it's gonna gradually just become better, just like anything else. You know what I mean? That people call it a gift. You know what I mean?
Right. So that I mean, that's like rappers or
like
you trying to be the LeBron James of tattoo.
Put in the work.
I just used to draw all the time.
You know, but like, because I'm real big on art, man. I don't know if you knew. You might have knew my dad. My dad was an art teacher.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's an art teacher. And he's an artist, and he was in the abstract art. So like he kind of like thought like how you thought, like different.
Mind blown.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Wow.
Yeah, he's an art teacher. And man, I got Scotty 2 kids, man. Like they like dope, like can draw. Like I can draw, you know what I mean? But they say if you use it, I mean if you don't use it, you lose it.
Real talk.
So I try to get back in it, you know, but I guess my passion's not there for it like it used to be.
Because you have to. It's just weird.
Yeah.
It's a mind thing.
Yeah, that's what it is. But when I see them, because that's why I'm like, like generational. Like if your dad or your mom was an artist. Can your mom draw?
No, I don't think nobody. I think my mom told my dad used to draw, or could draw, something like that. But I don't recall. The only person that I could recall drawing was Dominique. It was just like the little, stuff I used to see in the. But other than that, like I don't know. I used to watch was this Bob Ross or whatever?
Yeah,
of course.
I think everybody.
I used to like, man, this fool taking this like paint and slapping it over here like trees. Like that's a tree. Like I know what a tree is. Like,
right.
I used to that intrigued me too.
So what about your kids? And one of them can draw? They showing interest?
Yeah, well, I let them paint and stuff like that.
Okay.
They still young though, so I
Yeah.
mean, I don't try and force nothing on my
Right.
kids. You know, if they
pick it.
yeah, they pick it. You know, if they say, even if they just say they want to paint, all right, you paint, all right, whatever. You know what I mean? I just try not to.
Yeah, force anything.
Yeah, force it.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Well, I give you a quick story real quick, and I'm sure Fred don't mind me sharing it. But he said they had like a paint twist, like paint with a twist night.
Mm-hmm.
Him, his wife, and his the two young, India and Mason.
Right.
And he was like, so they was over there doing all this symmetrical stuff, you know, like the basic trees and you know phases and stuff like that. And he was like, Mason, which I think Mason's like 4. Yeah, I think he was 4 or 3. But anyway, he was just coming. And like, you know, they gave him like the basic paint, but he was running out of paint. So he's like, can I see your paint? Can I see your paint? And by the time he got through, like his paint was like Picasso's, and then was like just, you know, like Looney Tunes. And he was like, dude, you got to give. So you know, some people notice early in life that they actually can, you know, throw down with a pencil and stuff like that. You know.
That's
So,
how I was young as I can remember, like, first thing I remember drawing, I had to be like, you know, maybe like 3, 4. I just remember like me looking at it. You know what I mean? You know how you had those real faint but vivid memories. You know what I mean? You might not remember the whole memory, but you remember like a picture of it. It's just you always remember that picture. It was like that type of thing.
That's right. Yeah. And you know, that's one of the things, man. Like us black people, we really don't get into art like that. You know, when you don't hear it talking as widely as other things. You know, but art is such a wide variety of things. You know, it can straight from music, and drawing,
and it's getting better.
Yeah, it's getting better
because with, you know, social media, it's easier to make money out. Cause, bro, when people used to ask me like, you know, like what did you want to be or whatever, and you know, like I would say artist, like. It was always kind of weird though, cause like a lot of people don't know artists that make a lot of money. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
it's like it just was always weird, and it just always just made me think like I had to consider something else.
Right.
Because it seemed like you had to be dead for your art to have value. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like
that's amazing. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, man.
That's definitely. Or you just have to take a certain route.
Mm-hmm.
What about during the pandemic?
Mm-hmm.
Did you have any, you know, issues with it while you was trying to tattoo, or did it affect you in any kind of way?
I mean, well, of course, it affected everybody.
Yeah.
But like, it just threw me for a loop at first, because you know we never dealt with nothing like this, so it's just weird.
Mm-hmm.
And me being like, I'm normally like this.
Yeah,
right.
We tattoo, so it's like,
it kind of makes it a little different.
Yeah. So, but like when it first popped, because I have kids, so when it first popped off, I'm not gonna say when it first popped off. When it started to come here, because you know it was everywhere, but it wasn't here. It seemed like it came here last in a sense, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But when it did finally start to hit home, I was just like, nah, you know. Or like I think when it was somebody that, you know, people started posting on my Facebook, I was like, it's in Harrisburg. Nah. So I shut down, but I stayed down for like a while. But when we kind of started, you know, to get guidelines and stuff like that, when it was kind of like we kind of figured out how to deal with it in a sense, you know.
Yeah.
I kind of relaxed things.
Like mask mandates and stuff
like
that.
Yeah, mask and all that type of stuff. Yeah.
Okay, then. Yep.
So you've always just kind of you never really not actually in nobody's shop. You
yeah. I used to, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you went to the shop before? Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's why I work from home now, because I did not like the shop, but like my introduction to the shop was like, it was cool at first, but it wasn't like what I was hoping it to be. You know, a lot of times you do stuff and you hope, you know, it's in your mind it's up here,
right.
In reality it's here, you know what I mean? So it's like, it was just like one of them things, you know, it's like business though, you know, like everything else, business take the fun out of everything, you know what I mean? So it's just like, I was like, oh, so it's not just always, you know, just
fun.
Yeah, and then I had kids too, cause like when I first was tattooing, I didn't, like I say, like money was never my, you know, money would never be my main focus. Like I feel like I'm a lot more in tune with myself to say like money is like my ultimate focus in life. Like that's no, it's just something that I realized the importance and value of. You know what I mean? But like when I just started to realize a lot of certain things, I just had to change how I did things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's good. You know, you do it for the love of it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that makes it last longer.
Yeah, and not the business part because you know,
It-
well, the
it
business
take
part,
a
they,
while.
you know, you go get a crap ass tattoo. I ain't curse, but
Yeah,
I was thinking about one that I got a while back, and I don't want to blaspheme anything, but like I went in, they was running like a $30 special, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I went in and like I was like, all right. I was like, well, let me just get like something right there, like my initials or something, it was like my second tattoo. And they was like, no, it can't be anywhere visible, it has to be covered up. So I'm like, all right, so I just get it on my chest. Yeah, so I was like, well, I get one on my chest. I've been wanting to get one on my chest. And then like he kind of freehanded, and it looked nothing like, you know. So he was kind of like just doing it for the money. Like he didn't put passion in.
A lot of people do though.
Right. He didn't tell me in the beginning like, dude, that's gonna look crappy. Like, you know, he's like, okay, what you think about this?
And
pick one out the book, you know, and
if
stuff
y'all
like
see
that.
this and y'all one of my clients, y'all know I will tell y'all. Not feeling that. I don't.
You know.
I try and sell people on stuff that I feel like, you know, I don't like, cause I care.
And that's good because it's permanent.
It
I mean, nowadays you can pay to get it taken off.
Yeah.
Look, who got that kind of
I
money?
want a small fee.
But if you gonna get it, then you know
Bone
it's
cancer,
permanent.
you got
Get it.
bone cancer for getting a tattoo removed. You got
Right.
X-ray in your woman. I wouldn't want that.
Right. So you know, but that's good that you do it for the passion, man. 'Cause, you know, and that's why you my only tattoo artist now.
Like, we ain't gonna show off the work. You know?
Right. You know, a little bit. Yeah. Right. Yeah. But like just growing up, being an artist, any kind of like black artist other than like that tattoo artist you just talked about that you kind of, you know, familiarize yourself with, did you know any?
Nah, I mean, I wasn't like so hung on the fact of like a black artist because I've always just been so pro-black in itself. You know what I mean? Like my dad taught that type of stuff to me, so it was just like, you know, I didn't necessarily feel the need to be like, oh, I gotta have a black artist. Everybody already like Basquiat, you know what I mean? Like everybody loves Basquiat. A lot of people don't even really know about Basquiat, but it's just like I used to just like artists like that. If I seen they work and I was impressed by it, you know, I was like, I used to like this dude named MC Escher, and he died a long time ago, but he was like a geometric artist. Like he used to do like a lot of geometry and like a lot of shapes, and a lot of like it used to just be like real crazy, real trippy. Like he did shrooms before he drew his stuff. You know what I mean? It was just different. You know, and I used to be like, how does he think to draw this stuff? You know, like it'd be a chess piece, maybe another chess piece, and it like going upstairs, but then like the stairs a turn.
Yeah.
And they come back around, like that type of stuff. You know, it's real intricate. Like he was nice, like real nice, like before his time, nice type stuff.
Yeah, I know you still paint. You ever thought about selling you sell your art, huh?
No, I don't really sell. A lot of they try to buy my art, but I don't paint enough. I don't paint enough to just say I would sell it. I would like to.
I'm gonna say you should.
I would like to.
We open up an art gallery.
But it's like people. So you know, I have so many people that are trying to get tattoos, and people already think I'm dodging them and stuff like that. But I really just kind of like time to myself sometimes. You know, I want to tattoo all the time. Who wants to do that?
Right. Yeah, you gotta take a mental break.
Yeah, like I got kids, man.
But because I saw this guy, this video, you know, when I'm scrolling through my social media at the time or whatnot, and it was this homeless guy. He made dope art. I had to send you the link or tag in or something. And there was some guys, man. They just was constantly getting art from him, and they opened up him a gallery, man. And like he made like $100K in one day.
Wow.
It was dope, man. He was able to get like an apartment and all this stuff just off his art, man.
That's dope.
You know, so art can change life, like I said.
Oh yeah, definitely. It changed mine.
Yeah.
It's a place in New Orleans, off of Frenchman Street. They got a little strip down there. We was down there one night after a basketball game, and they had this little. It was like a little, about 11 o'clock at night. A little gallery type thing, but it was outside. You walked in there and they had like people did drawings on newspapers and all. But
is it like off of Bourbon?
Well, it's off of Frenchman Street. It's good ways from Bourbon.
Cause I've been to like a couple of art places over. I know Artistry and stuff, but I went to this one place, and I believe it was black owned. It was like a black dude in there, a real old dude. A lot of the art was his, but he kept other people's art too, and it was just some stuff in there like that was nice.
That's how this place was. It was just like you walked in. It was like outside. You know, you walked in and they had racks here. They had drawings on newspaper. I mean, it was all just
art. Like,
and I just stood hours in there. I'm just looking like, man, and they were selling it. You know, you can buy you some. Yeah, it was real nice.
I love art, man. Before I moved in with my wife, before we started living together, when I had my little bachelor's pad, man, you walk in there and it looked like an art gallery. Yeah, one of the things I used to do, man, is go to like garage sales.
Yeah, and get art.
And if I see some art that I like, bam, it's coming to the house with me. Like I'm big on it. But to switch gears a little bit, we was gonna ask you about Carri Richardson, but you said something about the dude doing shrooms. How do you feel about like recreational marijuana? to help. Do you do marijuana? And how do you feel about that? You know, like as far as like freeing your mind up to, you know, get focused and stuff.
First, I'm not going on camera and saying I smoke marijuana. We're in Mississippi.
Oh yeah, that's not legal in Mississippi.
But you know, they're trying to make it legal.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They shooting us. Because you know, people act like we don't know what this state is and what it's about. So,
yeah, that's another
it's
podcast.
It's about that in itself. But I mean, I feel like it's fine because just like any other marijuana advocate you would ask, you know what I mean? We don't kill people, you know what I mean? Like, you know, go in the depths of weed, like, you know what I mean? It's far more than anything else, drinking, and you know what I mean? Smoking cigarettes, you know, you mess around and have a hole in your throat like the people in the commercials or whatever, because there's a lot of cancers that you can get from that, from all of the stuff that's in it. But weed is just weed.
Mm-hmm. So going back to Carri, how you feel about how she got? I mean, but my personal opinion is I don't. You know, that she was going through something. That was her way of dealing with it. I don't think that what happened should have happened.
My personal opinion, I might not like it, but I used to play sports, so I know. You know what I mean? You know, when you play sports, you're not supposed to smoke weed. I don't care what it. You know.
Okay.
So if playing sports is your profession, you know what I mean? You should take it a little more serious. But I'm not saying she was wrong for smoking, because smoking is a lot more accepted these days. But at the same time, when you're somebody of that caliber, that stature, or whatever you want to call it, you're not normal. No matter how bad you really want to be normal in everybody's eyes, you're not. You didn't do these things to be a normal person. You know what I mean? So you shouldn't be out here moving like a normal person. Like when my dad died, I don't even know if I smoked weed when my dad died. You know what I mean? I probably started after, because it was messing with me in the long term. You know what I mean? It's hard when you're a teenager and you don't have your father. You know what I mean? So it was like that type of stuff. But like, I just feel like, bro, the Olympics, like if you give me the opportunity to do anything in the Olympics, I'm not gonna smoke. Like that's just a no-brainer. Right. Okay. I don't care what happened. Like I've been through a lot of bad stuff. You know, the strongest thing is always the mind, and that's everybody know that weed is not like it calms you down. You know what it does. We know why she did it. You know, but at the same time, that don't necessarily make it right.
Right. Yeah. I never heard nobody put it like that, which that makes sense. You know. Like you can't move like that anymore, and she owned up to what she did.
Yeah,
you know, she
and she know, like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not hard on her nothing.
Right.
Shit, we human shit. Who knows? I might have. I don't know. You can't say what you always do. You know, I've dealt with that type of situation, but at the same time, I didn't run the Olympics. You know, who knows the pressure she felt? Who knows? You know, it's hard to say what we're doing in the situation, and people always feel like they opinions or whatever they say, or they y'all do.
Yeah. Because you got one side saying, well, weed is legal. So, you know,
when they say it's legal where she's from. But,
but rules are rules.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Because, like, you got to look at Michael Phelps. Like, shoot.
Dude smoke and swim like that. Who smokes?
But they stripped all his medals, though.
Yeah,
that's the part that people listen. Like, he smoked weed, and he didn't even pop on the test. It was after the fact. He won the medals and stood on the podiums. All these medals on his neck, and they took him. Like, and he white, so you can't act like it's no black and white thing. Like, it's the Olympics, bro. It's the most prestige sports event in the freaking world. They don't care about no weed, man. Come on.
But you know, the opposite side of that is that it's I ain't gonna say it's sad or it's
people know what society we live in. If we don't like it that much, we as people have to come together to change stuff. Like we can't always sit around and we'll slap our knee every time we mad about something. Don't nobody do nothing. Like that's the most annoying thing about people. Like especially today. Yeah. Because you got social media.
Social media.
Oh, that changed.
We got finger warriors, and everybody feel like they got the answers on social media, and they sit around and don't do nothing. Yeah. Like it's pointless.
But I was being when you get to a level, and that's what I mean by not fair. You still human, so you still. But you're right. You know, you held to a higher standard than somebody else. Yeah. But just because you can run faster or you whatever you do, you held to because you in that spotlight.
You did. Like, you earned that though. That's my thing. I don't want it to be like, you know, it's a blessing because your life is changing over it. We wouldn't know who you were if that wouldn't be the case. So it's like if you don't want the blessing, you don't have to. You can easily not do it. But if you're gonna do it, and then you have people that all these people looking at you like you just have. That's just what it is. Everybody don't want to be a role model, but sometimes you have to be a role model.
Well, that was Charles Barkley thing. I'm finna go back. Probably
he didn't want to be. Yeah,
and he came out and said it. I'm not. I don't want to be a role model. I drink.
But look at him today. He's on the cash. You know what I mean?
But at the same time, he's still not a role. He stood his ground, but still kept his celebrity status.
Yeah, right. Facts.
I go out there, I gamble, I drink, I do all this, but
he was having fun.
Yeah,
but to his defense and hers, she's like 19.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she's young. She's a baby.
She
Charles Barkley was like 28 doing this stuff. Like he was setting himself. He was a Charles Barkley.
As a matter of fact, he made money off of that because Nike picked it up. And the whole thing. I'm not a role model.
Yeah,
the whole thing on it. So I mean.
And then the times are different. Like, we can't act like times aren't different. Like everything we do is in front of you. Everything,
microscope, man. We have the microscope. You know, especially that
oblivious to everything.
Right. That type of caliber person. That's like the girl Osaka, the tennis player. And then like mentally, man. Like,
that's a lot.
Mental health. Like everybody not ready for the spotlight.
Osaka. Like I understand that. Even the girl that played basketball. And she said she didn't want to play because she felt, she's been depressed or whatever. But it's like, bro, when you have social media and you check it in and you got all these people with opinions and they constantly like coming at you like. A lot of people say what they would do, but you don't know what you would do because you're not in that situation.
Right. You
cannot speak on things that you have not been through or have gone through. Like that's just not how life works. Yeah. It's just an opinion.
That's it.
It's not fact. So it's like you can't always sit back and say, oh dude, like oh she wrong. It don't really matter what we think because it's not even us.
Yeah.
We ain't doing nothing but making stuff worse. And it's like
then you see the people they arguing on Facebook.
Yeah, like it got problems in their life that they should be worried about, but you're arguing with somebody on Facebook.
Because the girl decided to smoke weed or whatnot. And it was her decision. And like I say, she I know what I did.
Really has to deal with it, but we got warriors, man. You got people who are taking time out their valuable life to do all these things that do not matter.
Right.
It is so pointless. It's irrelevant.
But that's social media. That's
it's what people like. It's something to do, like I guess for people. But
drama sales.
Yeah, for real though. Because that's what we know. That's what it is. That's what it's sad. But like our culture is really a drama culture. That's what
it is, man.
And I'm not gonna get on that.
But you can speak on it if you want to. But that's with the pop up of like what's the little things. The love and hip hop.
They like that type of
I don't know. Even because I get on my girl about stuff like that. Like I'm real big on like my peace.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't like drama. I don't want to argue with you. I don't feel like I'm put here to have problems with people. You know what I mean? I feel like we as people are put here when you tell someone you love them. You share a feeling of bond, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's bigger than anything, you know what I mean? In a sense, because you're connected. You know what I mean? That's a feeling that both of you feel is mutual, you know what I mean? No matter what it may be. It'd be like that type of stuff that I feel like is the most important thing in the world, you know what I mean? Because it's pure in a sense, you know what I mean? Like, it's weird. Like, It's pure.
Yeah, I'm with you, but it's like, cause I always jot down these notes and I always run my joint here, like energy, man. I'm big on energy.
Yes.
It's
Like
like
any type of negative energy coming my way, I always try to distance
I don't
myself. I don't like that.
Like, I'm not gonna give you all my energy to be negative with you. I'm just gonna. I know how to avoid things.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I just feel like we as people, we have to work on like the energy we give off
That's
to
true. Yeah.
That's true.
other people. Not even just like other black people. Even though that's the main thing we need to work on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's the main thing we need to work on.
But
But
you're right.
we have to work on like the energy. We have to be like, man, we've been through enough, man.
Yeah, we
Like,
have.
as people. Like, I don't even like the fact that I have to look at other black people and feel like, you know what I mean? I don't like that, like, cause I don't normally rationally think that. That's a thought that comes over me because of shit that I've been through. I mean,
Well, you good. You're alright. You're alright.
I was like, I called down because of the But it's just like stuff, stuff I've been through because, people will show you one face and they have a whole other face. So they show you one card, they got a spade in the other hand. So it's just like, it's just weird, I don't like it because I'm not like that. I'm not the person that go out my way to do anything to anybody, to hurt anybody or to do
Me neither,
anything.
man.
Like, if I've ever hurt someone, like, I guarantee you it wasn't like purposely. I might have been dumb to the fact or whatever it may be. I might have been young and dumb, but I don't go out. That's not my goal. That's not my objective. Like, I'm really a love person, love all person.
Right. Since we on energy, I'm gonna just say this, and then we'll wrap it on up and up. But like you said, man, like whenever I get to work, and I was talking to somebody the other day about this, and it's not like I'm very like I'm an introvert, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I know I have to deal with people.
Right.
I have to go out in the world, so I have to put on this face to go out in the world. But
Yes.
But like when I get to work, like the first thing I don't want to do is like have your energy, whatever you're going through at home, like,
Yeah.
jump on me.
Yeah, because
You
I'm
know,
not
give me
gonna provide that to you.
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
want that
Yeah.
from you,
Right.
man. You don't see me, I ain't like, oh man, my girl.
Yeah. That's the first thing I want to hear when I awaken, when I go into the world. The first thing I want to hear, your problems and stuff like that, because I got my own whatever.
Yeah.
Even if I don't have any problems, I just let me find my peace and then let me get to a state where I can be a listener and kind of like give you some advice.
Right.
But
you don't have these problems. At least let the listener
Right.
have a chance to come to terms with what he's about to deal with.
Right.
Be it. Know it's coming.
right,
Jesus.
But that's what I'm on, man. My life lately, man, it's just pure energy, positive energy, man. Positive energy. Like I don't give any. I feel like I don't give anybody a reason to be negative towards.
Definitely not.
But if they do, then okay, that's your choice. But keep it over there. Like don't bring it to me.
It's funny that you said that about energy and how it is in the morning. One of the reasons why I be up so early before work is to get my energy.
Get yourself together.
I mean, I don't have to be to work to 6, but I'm up at 3:50.
Yeah.
And I spend a whole hour or more
Yeah.
in the house, and the house is quiet. I'm getting my energy together. I get in the car. I put on whatever music is playing. I'm good. So by the time I get to work, I'm ready to deal with whatever's gonna come. I got me together, and that's very important. That you need to get yourself together before you go out there and try to deal with anything else. Because if you ain't got it together in here, you can't hold it together when you get out there.
Get yourself together. Deal with your stuff.
Right. It starts with you.
Y'all got problems. Just deal with them. Don't put them off on other people. Just deal with them.
Yep. You see all these things about self-love, self-care. Find your peace,
Man,
inner peace.
We as people, we have to find that, man.
Yeah.
Like we as black people, man. I'm hoping I ain't even saying I know a lot of black people watching.
Right.
We as black people have to find peace amongst each other.
Yes, we do.
Stop letting music influence y'all. Stop letting social media influence y'all. Be your own person. Form your own thoughts.
That's it.
Be who you want to be. Don't stop being NBA YoungBoy because you see that, bruh. That ain't you. That's him.
Yeah.
Be you.
Speak on that.
Bruh.
Yes,
And
indeed,
some of them
man.
cats that ain't even them.
They know it's not. Their parents don't even raise them. They too caught up in all this stuff. On social media, sliding 24/7, looking at all these people's lives.
Right.
And their lives probably not even that good because they still have problems. You're gonna have problems no matter if you make $100 million bazillion dollars.
It's
You're
fine.
gonna have problems. Bezos just got divorced.
Yeah,
That fool
so-
rich, bro. Come on, they rich. They're filthy rich, richer than your favorite rapper by far, and they have problems.
Yeah.
So come on, man.
Right,
Like,
man. Get yourself together.
get yourself together. Focus on yourself.
Right,
Stop. Don't ever want to be like no other man like that. That's not the move. I promise. Be yourself. It'll always get you further. I promise.
No doubt.
I promise.
Well, on that note, man, hey, that's a good ending right there.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, bro.
No problem.
Be yourself, and until next time,
Hold on.
go ahead, Johnny. Hey, Johnny.
I always got my little now. One more thing about COVID. Going back into it, but it's a whole new strand out there. It's starting to pick back up again. So I mean, just stay safe out there. Protect
COVID is no
yourself.
joke.
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
no joke. It's no joke.
But protect yourself. Whatever you got to do. Hey, if you're not vaccinated, I suggest you do. If you don't want to, that's still your choice. You know what I'm saying?
Be
Just
safe.
mask up for everybody else. That's all I got.
Oh, yeah. One last thing, my bad. If you're looking for any new clients, how can they reach you?
Oh, no doubt.
Let me say
Which
this.
I know you swamped all the time.
Yeah.
All right. If you want to contact me for a tattoo, please contact me on Instagram. Yes, I have a Facebook. I have other social medias. Some of y'all have my number, but it's easier for me to keep up with everything on one social media site. So please, Instagram at @JohnRubin_art. I got you. It might take me, I might not respond instantly. I do talk to a lot of people, but I promise you I will get to you. And if I don't, feel free to bug me. Y'all do anyway. It's okay. It does not get on my nerves. I just know you're serious. Like,
Yeah.
but do not call my phone. Do not constantly text my phone. Do not have your friend hit me up about your tattoo. If you want a tattoo, you contact me. Please. Keep it simple.
Cool.
Yeah. Appreciate you, JR.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, till next time.
Peace.
Peace.